So, week one, of course, was pretty easy. Anytime I've ever started out losing weight, week one has always been the easiest because the motivation is high, the drive to be better, eat better, be better is high. So, here's how this whole thing is going to go. So, there are going to be three different criterias: movement, eating, and self care. For movement, I will increase what I have to do each week. For eating, I will calculate based on how much I weigh. And for self-care is am I off my phone? That is one thing I have a problem with is being on my phone, being on YouTube, being on Instagram, everything. So I'm going to teach myself how to be a human. If I fail, and I'm going to do 5 out of 7 days. If I do less than 5 good days of being on track and doing my thing, I will have to spin the wheel of despair. I don't know if you know this, but I have social anxiety and I get scared very easily. So, the things on the wheel are going to be things that spike that anxiety and that fear in me. I may watch a movie, I may play a game, I may have to interact with people, I may have to go out by myself. Everything is my worst nightmare. But if I don't find something and have people like you hold me accountable, I ain't gonna do it. I'm just gonna stay put. So, fun, huh? So for my weight of the month, I am 295 pounds. The biggest I have ever weighed is 298 pounds. And my goal weight is 190 pounds. To put this in perspective, I am 5'10" or 177.8 centimeters. I'm a tall girl and I could carry a lot of weight. But 298 is the biggest I've ever weighed. And I don't remember a time when I didn't weigh big. Oh, it's getting night. I didn't know that. I know what I need to do in order to lose weight. It's not rocket science. It's nothing new. Um, I know I need to be in a deficit. I know I need to move my body more. I know, I know what I need to do. I just don't know why I keep failing. I know it's hard. Losing weight is always hard. But I don't know. It seems like I can never stick to the plan. And this week is a great week. I didn't mess up. I walked every day. And it was great, right? I'm trying to figure things out on how I want to show things. So stay tuned for that. Some of the pros of this week were, having set meals, doing the meal prep, and eating that instead of eating whatever I wanted. I did go grocery shopping this week, and I go grocery shopping once a month for bulk things, and then by weekly to weekly, depending on what I need for other things. Another is that this was some new motivation. Um, I'm able to tell myself, oh, we got this, we can do this. Yeah. Newfound motivation. I think you and I can, if you haven't went on a weight loss journey before, first of all, lucky. But if you have, um, if you haven't been on one before and you think, oh, well, why don't you just lose the weight? It's mind over matter, really. I have a very bad coping mechanisms, I would say. I am kind of the way I was raised. The way I was raised was I had to eat everything on my plate. And if I was full, I still had to eat, or I would, get told, like, oh, well, there are kids who could use that food, or, things like that. So I would overeat. Was it my mom's fault? No. You could technically say she didn't invoke healthy eating habits, but that's how she was raised. She was raised poor. And she would sometimes not be able to see food at her table if she didn't have. She wouldn't see food at her table if she was late or if they had bad table manners. That was just how she was raised. So now I'm having to fix that. We'll do about that high. The cons that I've experienced this week is, first of all, the cooking. I made something brand spanking new, and it took me a long time to make it. Now, was it something that should have taken me that long? No. It was a fairly simple recipe, but it's, one, a new recipe I never had before. Two, I didn't have anything prepped. None of it. Absolutely nothing. Like, I had to cook the chicken. I had to cook, the vegetables. I had to cut the vegetables. I had to, ABC 1, 2, 3. I had to do all these things in order to make it. And then at the end of it, I was mentally exhausted to the point that I didn't want to make anything anymore. Even though I need to still make at least one more meal. One thing I will say is I've been feeling a little fatigued, and I'm not too sure as to the why, but I do know that it's something I have to really look out for. And I mean, in general, I have to just learn to suck it up and just do what I need to do in order to get better. It's easy for me to kind of default on junk food and fast food. So I'm trying really hard not to. For working out, I decided to walk. I want to walk for 30 minutes. I have a little thingamabob treadmill. I have a treadmill. I walked for 2 miles per hour. I tell you what, I have forgotten how much I despised working out. I hate having to sweat. I don't like sweating. I feel gross, honestly, when I sweat. And another thing is I've noticed my body will start to itch. Like, my arms will feel itchy, my chest felt a little itchy. I just overall, like, ugh. Though what I've had to do in order for me to like actually work out is to pair it with something that I like, and I like watching videos. So I've stood on my treadmill, did my walking while I'm watching some YouTube and trying to plan things. I also learned I'm awful with multitasking. I was trying to walk on the pad, and I can't tell you how many times I've almost like fallen off it. I don't know if that's just a me thing or if like other people get like that as well, but for me, I was like touching the edges and all this dumb stuff. If you have any questions for me, you can leave it down in the comments and I will answer them in the next video. Also, if there are any games you like for me to try, let me know too. If you liked the video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you didn't like it, thumbs it down and tell me why. Until next time, my friends and foes.